So this is the router. Since you have configured the router, you are going to configure the switch next. So you can actually again press on the switch, go to CLI and configure it here, but I'm not going to do that. And before I forget, you can actually configure your router without the CLI. Whenever you click on the router, click on config, and it will show you a graphical way of actually configuring it. Let's say that fast internet 01, if I wanted to do it through here, I'll just write here, write the subnet mask, and that's just it. I didn't need to go through all those process. And when I go to settings, I can just save it. Remember, when you save it here, as you can see, it comes here as copy running startup config as it has shown. Whenever you go to Ethernet 01, it will use the sound and come here. It's actually showing you what you do if it has run on a CLI. So you just write it. Same thing for here. The same thing for here, and the routing protocols too. The routing protocols, I'm going to do that in this video since we are setting up a LAN. But one day we're going to set up a more bigger interface like this. I made a project before, and project is a more complex LAN connecting different routers. So as you can see here, first of all, fast forward to make everything connect. Everything is connected. So as you can see, this is a more complex LAN. I wish I'm going to tell that in the next video I'm going to do. This what we're actually going to build. So this is a more complex LAN because it has 3 routers, 2 switches, and a lot of other end devices. The end devices here isn't the problem here. The problem here will be routing protocols, because we're going to route this to connect to this to connect to this to connect to this. We're going to route this to connect to this to this to this to this. Because if you ping here, if you ping from here to here, it's actually going to connect. Let me try it for you. Sorry, I'm going out of way, but let's just try it. So let's say, what's the IP address of this? Okay, let's say IP config desktop IP config. I just need it. So this is the IP address, as you can see. So let's say I ping, and then let's see if it actually works, because if it doesn't work, so this, it first said a request timeout. So let's be watching out for the second one. And the last one, it's actually opened up in the last one. So let's so this, since it lost 3 times and actually replied the last one, it has already. Let's retry it again with ping, and it has already replied. Maybe it didn't reply this first 3. Maybe the switches hasn't been connected or hasn't turned on, or also the routers hasn't been connected. But as you can see now, the 4 pings done successfully. And if you want to check out the routing, how it's routed, you can use traceroutes and paste the IP address, and it will show you how it went. So let's go back to our LAN. So let's go back to our switch. Now for the switch, we are going to do exactly the same thing we did in router. So I don't need to show you that. So I need to pause this video and do that and come back for you guys. So I've enabled the host name, I've enabled secret should be, and also I wanted to actually play it because line console. Let me enable the other password. I wanted to actually show you guys something with switches, because there are a lot of other things to do in a switch than in a router. I'm also going to show you that. So remember to encrypt it. So to encrypt it, Oh, sorry. And you have already encrypted it. Now for the interfaces, I want you to bring out show IP interface brief. I don't want you to bring out everything. Okay, it's you have to exit it. You have to exit the configuration since you're not actually changing anything. So the typing is actually not me. I actually prefer copy and paste method. So let's say look at the interfaces here. So you have to come down here to VLAN. This is what we are going to actually set up. So this VLAN is a virtual network, a virtual local area network. So you can use it to virtually connect switches to like other devices. That means you can access your switch through a certain IP address. This is what you're going to use, not these ones. These ones are for devices to connect. So this one is for the switch. So interface is interface. Okay, go back to your config, interface VLAN 1. Then you set up the IP address, IP address 192.168.1. I've forgotten what I actually gave the router. So come to router here. Let's see what we give the router. The router's IP address is 1.1. So here will be 1.2 and press enter. Oh, sorry, the subnet max. You have to add the subnet max. And with that, you press no shutdown. Like I said, no shutdown is used to start up the interface. So when you press it, it will tell you that the interface is up. So let's go back to exit and exit again. Let's show IP interface brief and it will show you the IP and tell you that it's already up. Now you can actually configure SSH in your switch. You can also configure it in a router, but I'm going to configure it in the switch for you. Let you see how it actually works in the switch. So to configure SSH, you have to first check if it actually has SSH. So what is SSH? SSH is a secure shell used for remotely used to remotely access your switch. That is not using the cable or stuff. You can remotely access the switch as far as the computer is connected to any fast internet or something. You can use it to connect to the switch. I hope you understand. So that's what SSH is. And there is another one called telnet, but telnet is unencrypted, so SSH is better. SSH, like the name says, secure. Telnet isn't secure. SSH is secure. That's why people use SSH instead of telnet. So I'm not going to actually tell you anything about telnet here since we are actually going to be shutting down telnet here. I don't want to actually make this video long enough as it is. So go to show and IP SSH, and it tell you SSH is disabled, but yes, it runs here since it tells you the version and tell you to create RSA keys for authentication. So this shows that yes, there is SSH here, but it's disabled. We're going to enable it and also set up everything we need to set up in SSH. So let's configure it here. First thing we have to configure is the domain name. So let's say IP. Remember, go to config. Let's start IP. Domain name should be check.com. You have set up your domain name. Then you create your RSA key. So to create that key, the key is the crypto key used to secure your SSH. So to do that, you press crypto key generate. RSA. So to select your key size, I personally recommend 1024. And when you select it, it generates your bit and Like this, it has generated your key. So the next thing you have to do now is to set up your username of the SSH and also the password of the SSH. So to set up the username should be and secret is like your password, as you also already know should be. So like that, we have enabled SSH, and you can see that it has told you SSH enabled version is 1.99. So now I want to turn off the telnet in the route in the switch. I want to turn off telnet. I don't want anybody to connect in with telnet. So to do that, follow me here and press line PTY 015. These are ports that telnet use in the switch. So you do like this and you do transport impute SSH, and after that login local and exit, and you have actually turned off telnet here. So the next thing we are going to do is to save our work because we are already done. So to save your work, I want to show you guys a little trick. So come here and go to config. Let me tell you, it's already doing here, as you can see. Go on to settings and save. As you can see, it's already saved to your work. You don't need to type in everything. This in case you are actually configuring directly in a switch. You can just be doing this faster, better. So that's how it works. So let's cancel. And so we have actually connected the router and the switch. We have connected everything. And the next thing to do now is now to connect our PCs. So we are actually connecting 4 PCs. Bring out the straight through cable and connect Ethernet here to Ethernet, Ethernet here to another Ethernet, Ethernet here to here. You can actually use this. It's a faster connection whereby you don't need to show your ports, like I said. So for this to work fast, come here, fast forward, and it connects immediately. So now to set up the IP addresses of these 4 things are added here. So remember this is one. Uh, so remember this 192.168.1.1, and this one is .2. We're going to make this one .3. So there are two ways to do this. I'm going to show you the first way. First way is through IP configuration. It's already in static, so you press on 192.168.1.3. So I'm going to copy this. So the default gateway is .1, as you already know. DNS server, you can actually use the Google DNS server 8.8.8. Nothing harm in there. So after that, you just close and you are done. You come back here. I'm going to use the second method. Instead of going to desktop, go on to config. In the already in settings here, the gateway, come here, paste it. The gateway is 1, and you add your DNS server. Then go on to interfaces and select fast Ethernet. It's using static already, and you add 4, add everything, and like that you're done. So this is how I connected this, and I'm also going to connect this. Don't want wasting time. Oh, this is already in the network 5. 1 8.8.8.8, and that is it. Now for the printer, config, settings, static, add your gateway. Gateway is 1, DNS server, interfaces, let's use 24. And with that, we have set up your local area network. So this is your local area network. This is mostly used in, let me say, printing press, or anywhere that doesn't necessarily need an internet connection to work. So like work it out yourself here. And whenever you print something, you can connect it to here, you can connect it to here, you can connect it to here. So as you can see, this helps also in network topology, whereby this is a more like a star link, a star topology network. So let's make sure all we did actually run. So head on to command prompt. We ping the default gateway and it receives it. We ping the printer and it receives it. We ping the switch and it actually receives it. The first one didn't receive it, received the second one. If you do it now, it will receive all of them at once. And we ping the second laptop, it receives it immediately. We ping the last laptop, it receives it immediately. So this is it about your LAN, your local area network. In the next video, I'm going to add a little more devices and also one more router in this your local area network. Also tell me type of networks you want me to build using the Cisco packet tracer. I'm really going to advance. I'm really going to go in deep in this Cisco packet tracer. Remember, my name is Shubitech. You can actually subscribe to my videos. I've made some videos before. You can actually go back there, watch them, subscribe to my channel, and I'll bring out more networking tips for you. This is Shubitech. Thank you.